Trail runners, welcome back to Chasing Gold, where we're talking with some of the top contenders at this year's 2023 Javelina 100, vying for those golden tickets to the next year's Western States 100. On today's show, we have Jonathan Rea. He is 31 years old from Boulder, Colorado. He ran his first ultra back in 2015 at the Golden Gate Dirty 30. He placed 23rd in 5:32. He has been chasing golden tickets. He's won golden tickets. John, we are excited to have you on the show.
Hey, Jamil. Glad to be here.
Awesome. John, you won last year's Bandera 100K 2022 last year. You were first in 8:10, took your golden ticket to Western States. Then you came back to Javelina. You placed second in 13:05, went back to Western States this year, and you're coming off of a fourth place finish at CCC just outside the running. Back at Javelina this year. How you feeling coming into race week?
I'm feeling really prepared, really excited. This is a great time of year to be running in the desert, and so Javelina is the race I want to do right now.
Nice, that's awesome. I want to rewind the clock a little bit. For those of our viewers and listeners who don't know a lot about you, how did you get into the sport?
Yeah, I played baseball in college at MIT, and I graduated from there in 2014. Came to Colorado for grad school, and that's when I started dabbling in trail running. I think I was inspired by Scott Jurek and the book Born to Run. And so once I was done with my baseball career, that was where my next curiosity was. So I started doing some trail running when I was in grad school in 2015, and just gradually got better and better over time, and started doing more and more competitive races to get where I am now.
Nice. Talk a little bit about this year's CCC. You're going up against some of the best trail runners in the world. It sounds like you were just behind Dakota, just a little bit outside the golden ticket race this year. Talk about how what is it like on the world scene right now?
Yeah, CCC was my first international race, so that was a really cool learning experience. It was great to still be around a bunch of Americans, to know that the races I'm doing in the US amongst these guys, you can transplant us over to a different country and we're still competing with each other on a different stage. But CCC was a bit of a redemption in terms of like personal experience coming after Western States, because out of Western States I finished 14th and was unsatisfied with really my effort, that I just was annoyed that I didn't try hard enough, and that was a reason why I didn't reach my goals. And so went into CCC with the intention of making sure that I tried hard enough and learning a lot through that experience. And so I'm going to carry that learning into Javelina, to know that there's beauty in the effort, regardless of whether you're focused on any goals or outcomes, that trying your best is really worth it no matter what.
Nice. You are one of the top runners in our sport right now. You're sponsored by Hoka. What are some of your big goals? It sounds like you've still got a lot left in terms of where you want to be at Western States. Is that your main target right now?
Western States is still the dream race that I want to have success at. I haven't really named a specific goal for it. I guess a few years ago, getting top 10 at Western States was my career ultra running goal, but I think since then I've improved enough that I think I can aim a little bit higher than that, but I don't know exactly how much higher. Most of my goal setting in ultra running has been pretty incremental. It's like, what's the next goal? What's the next right level of challenge for me? And so I don't know what the ultimate end outcome is going to be, and so I'm taking it step by step. But Western States is still the biggest dream race that I want to succeed at. So getting back in is what I want to do. And so Javelina is the right challenge to take that next step.
Well, with one of the fastest times on the course, I feel like you've got a great shot at it here. Talk about your specific training. You said you're feeling really good going into this year's race. You doing anything different than last year? Everything just clicking right now in terms of your training efforts?
My training over the last couple of years has at times been specific to races, but otherwise I feel like I'm just working towards continuous improvement and trying to get better and working on weaknesses regardless of what race I'm going to approach next. So coming into Javelina, regardless of what race I was going to do in the fall this year, I was going to do a strength training and some sprint work kind of block. So I've been on the track doing 200-meter repeats and combining that with 4 to 5 hour long runs on the weekends to make sure I'm at least somewhat prepared for a Javelina style prep. But that's a lot different than last year when I was doing 20 or 30 minute kind of intervals as opposed to 30-second kind of intervals. But that's just like the phase of training and the growth area that I'm working on right now. So it's definitely been different prep than it was last year. But I feel like it's hopefully set me up to be strong enough and fit enough on race day.
Can you talk about your race strategy for Javelina this year?
Undetermined. I think I learned last year, and just if you just read enough people's race reports at Javelina, you have to be patient for sure. But I also learned at CCC that it can pay off to go hard from the beginning. So I don't know exactly what I'll do on race day. I think times will be fast this year at Javelina, so definitely can't just lollygag for the first couple laps and then decide to turn it on later. I think you have to be racing from the beginning, but with caution for sure and with patience.
Do you have any specific gear for Javelina this year that you pull out that is maybe different than a race like CCC?
A lot less gear. I don't have a mandatory kit where I have to carry everything, so I'll just have one bottle instead of 2 or 3, and I won't be carrying waterproof pants, I don't think, on the race course at Javelina. So it's just simpler. You only need 2.5 hours of stuff to get around the loop, and even then we've got enough aid stations so you just don't have to carry that much, so get to go lighter and faster with just less things.
Nice. Well, we've reached the part of the show where we're going to have our 10-question fartlek round. John, are you ready?
Ready.
All right. First off, what sneakers will you be wearing for the Javelina 100?
I'll be wearing the Hoka Super Shoes, the Rocket X2.
Nice. Will you be listening to music or podcasts during the race?
No.
At what age did you stop trick-or-treating?
13.
Right.
I remember walking through neighborhoods while the baseball playoffs were going on, and we were like checking in people's houses to watch Mariano Rivera come into close for the Yankees. So whatever year Mariano Rivera was closing in the World Series was the year. The last year.
Okay, nice. Are you adding any special touches to your gear that are Halloween themed?
Nothing planned right now.
Okay. No costumes this year?
I don't think I'll wear a costume.
Okay.
I'm there to race, but I'll appreciate the scene around me.
We didn't talk about your nutrition plan earlier. Will candy be part of it?
Trail candy. No Halloween candy.
Trail candy, all right. What will be your pre-race snack on the morning of the race?
Oatmeal and maple syrup.
Nice. If you could choose a walkout song for Javelina, what song are you walking out to?
I think my walkout song for anything is I Wish by Ski Low, because I'm a little bit short and I wish I was a little bit taller.
Nice. Have you ever hallucinated during an endurance event?
No. Thankfully.
If If you could recommend any running-related item to a new runner, what would it be?
Probably some Hoka trail running shoes.
Nice. And last question, what place are you finishing at the 2023 Javelina 100?
I'm ready to win this year.
Love it. Love the confidence. Awesome, John. Thank you so much for joining us, and best of luck next weekend.
Thanks. Looking forward to it.